character Will. She's solid. No wonder she made a prize Dust Bowl bride. Tall and strong. Her skin powder soft and smooth along her broad white back. Muscled like a horse, strong and broad. The bath runs. She keeps her robe on. It's tough for her to bend down and touch the water. She leans against Will. Pressed up this way, he lowers her. Stretching fingertips towards the water, she moans, can't extend so low, need to wait. She pulls back up against Will and whimpers, oh honey, I can't yet, too low. Come on, Anna, you can do it. It's more difficult to keep her still and wait for the water to rise to her fingertips than it is to continue lowering her. A catcher's squat cramp creeps over Will. He knows how slim this temperature range is. It has to be exactly right. She's not picky, she's sensitive, she's old. He'd hate a bath not hot enough. He'd hate a bath that was too hot. The least he can do is get this right, but he doesn't want to wait. He doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. He feels sick, he feels like he's drunk too much coffee. He knows he doesn't want to think it's her body makes him sick. He knows however hard this is for him, it's worse for her. He knows he has to be cool, no big deal, get it done, he knows. But he insists, no, come on, Nana, let me know if it's okay. A degree too hot or a degree too cold, she'll flip. We'll have to start over. She won't flip. She'll be really sweet about it. Oh, honey. Always drawing any one syllable out into two. It's just too hot. I can't do it. He doesn't want 1 extra second bouncing her over the slip tub. He doesn't need 1 extra second of her getting a chill, or 1 extra second of her pressing up against him. 1 extra second of this deep-rooted, nauseating awareness of his sexuality. So he lowers her, and her weight is dropped dead in his arms, and he tries to keep his back straight and bend with his knees, but he feels her robe open and the soft flesh of her breast press up against his chest, and he looks straight up and over her shoulder because he got a peek, and that's enough for him. As he couldn't be a more modest woman, this woman he's known to hide her newest set of plates when the neighbors came over because she didn't want them to feel she was showing off, or to appear as if gloating over her new plate set. So he knows she's no more happy about the situation than he is. His feet slip. His shoes leave rubber sole track patterns in the sweat of the tiles. He lowers her. She grunts, oh, sweetie. Come on, Anna. Oh, come on. She dunks 2 fingertips up to the first knuckles and recoils upward. That's good, honey, that's good. It's a relief to pick her up. She stands before him and straightens herself up, pulling her robe closed. I can take it a wee bit hotter. You sure? Yeah. Turn it up a little bit. Yeah? Yes, please. Okay. He creaks the hot water faucet open a smidge more. I'm going to sit down there in the toilet, honey. Okay. Rest my feet. Yep. He grabs her again, throwing an arm over his shoulder. Lowering her is easier this time. He'll plunk her down into place in one motion. She can slip at any moment. He can drop her. Everything is slick and sweat. Her eyes pop from tired animality. He scoots her into place. Her flower-white curls are so thin. He'd never before noticed the broad swatches of peach baldness from which her curls twist up into each other. He leans back against the sink alongside her, better than hovering above her. The events are long dissipated, but he knows the photos of her bathing him as an infant, a toddler, pulling his hair up into coiling spirals of shampoo foam, both smiling easily, him with a rubber ducky and a plastic red bobbing boat. She looks not dissimilar to now, simply not yet faded. Her legs bulge in odd spots, melted fists behind her knees, a shape fighting outward, finding form and compromise, her ankles like tents filled with rain. Jagged blue veins web her legs, her porcelain skin tone is shattered, and yet she remains upright as much as she does, the given her step the slip between cracked plates. This webbing appears without central roots. It apparently has no center at all, which surprises Will. He'd expect exploding veins to look like veins. He doesn't know what veins look like, but he'd expect them to have major thoroughfares and branches departing from these, like snaking 2-lane highways off an interstate. But no major roads are drawn out in double thickness. It is instead all equal shattering, without a point in common, without a connecting narrative running through them, without a natural body projecting onto the screen with its own soft parchment shed like no center, no beginning, no end, no momentum, no path trace, no map laid, no landscape, simply flatness. She looks up at him, unblinking, mouth tight, nostrils flared. She breathes deeply, her chest heaves heavy. He returns her stare with a sigh and a nod. She's asking something of him, something between, does he mind? Does he understand this from her perspective? Can he get it? Can he stomach this? All in this look he's never seen before from her, the look of a hunted squirrel cornered. Her large glasses amplify her gaze. Give me your glasses, Nana. Oh, really? She chokes and reaches thumb and index finger to her glasses arm, but once gripping, pauses. I don't know, I'm really blind without them. I know. With a bend and a hard pull, he quiets the faucet. Turning back to her, again standing over her, he finds her paused, concentrating on the grout at the seam of the 90-degree turn of the tub from the tiles behind him, pinching still with the watch screws of her glasses, nostrils open. Nana, she snaps from her gaze and sucks a hard breath into her sudden mouth. It's just, her shoulders collapse. He spreads his fingers and steps towards her with open palms. I know, come on, I know. He slips his arm under hers and pulls her up against him. She helps as she can with a lean. Once up, she moves for her glasses around his neck, but has trouble reaching. She lets out a deep breath, gives up on the glasses, and glances a fingertip to the pearl edge of the sink. Okay? Okay. They move one foot of their floor at a time in heavy clumps. The full weight of both of them combined drops on each single heel. This is how they turn. The bathroom spins and starts, off-white shining tiles, each framed by interlocking matte grout, graph the wall behind the toilet. A bowl of sweet-chipped bark potpourri and a book of inspirational Bible quotes stand in the back of the toilet. A plush towel like the carpet of an office building hallway has a tight-knit monogram centered, curling across its bottom, folded perfect. Sculpted soap to look like seashells from pink to rose, pale aquamarine to muted seafoam. Star Globe Inquirer in a basket, each thin page dimpled by drips of water, which when falling pull the paper taut around each drop. Hit the thin paper like acid on skin, and the call to the rescue of the surrounding skin like a scab. This celebrity is lonely, and that one has been burned by love, and this one has a problem with rage, and that one eats to cope. And this one's braved a letdown by that one, and that one's been served up for sacrifice before and won't flinch. This one with water drips from fingertips and wrapped a towel or splash from shower, in the moment pulling the curtain closed, has a familiar face pinched in toward its middle. The nose is collapsed inward, bent the forehead in toward it. Eyebrows furrowed over crossed eyes, bottom lip like a robot's jaw made of a bucket clamping upwards. The starlet's ears expanded like wings in response, and it takes a moment to remember the warping happened on the surface, and it's not a flat surface representing the warp. He knows the perspective would be impossible. This is not how photographs work. But Will swears the starlet's ears had swung out as her nose sank in the deep bite of her face in. He looks up in the mirror as they spin, sees himself straining, his head on her shoulder, as if her back is his torso and his head is set off center. He looks away from himself quickly. He looks down at the swoop of her robe. Her panting breath now on his neck, low at his collar, ripples through him, stiffening his skin like a brisk breeze and tingle. His ass clenches, pulls upward toward his waist. He glances back at himself in the mirror, passing in 3 heavy clumps of their slow spin. What am I more afraid of? What I'm repulsed by and afraid of? Or is it even worse to see myself repulsed and afraid than it is to feel it? He looks down and away from both his own reflection and her. Come on, Nana, okay. Blinds are cracked under the thin curtain which ends, leaving a third of the windows still visible at the bottom. Finally, they stand next to the bathtub's lip sideways. He pulls away from her enough for her to lower her robe, but not so far away as to be able to see her. As she looks down to her robe falling to her feet, he compounds the surprise of the chill on her spread skin with a single jerking gesture, lowering her glasses from her nose. So that's a guy giving his grandma a bath. I don't know,